Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a deep dive into Crimson Desert, the highly anticipated game from Pearl Abyss. We're going to cover everything from the main storyline to gameplay mechanics, inspirations from other games, and why it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting RPGs of 2025. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of what makes Crimson Desert so special. So let's dive in. As of now, Pearl Abyss has confirmed that Crimson Desert is scheduled to launch next year in 2025. I know, we've been waiting for a while, but honestly, those delays, they're a good thing. The developers are taking their time to ensure the game is polished and meets our expectations. In the world of gaming, I'd rather wait a bit longer for a masterpiece than get something rushed, you know? Let's step back for a second. Crimson Desert first caught everyone's attention back in 2019 when Pearl Abyss, the team behind Black Desert Online, revealed it. The visuals, the world building, it was jaw-dropping. Initially it was supposed to be an MMORPG, but as they continued developing, it transformed into a single-player story-driven experience with online multiplayer elements. That's a big shift, but it shows they're listening to what we, the gamers, really want. Now, on to the story. The game takes place in Pywell, a continent within the Black Desert Online universe. You play as Macduff, a mercenary leader who's dealing with his own struggles and inner demons. It's a world that's been torn apart by war, and the narrative promises to be both deeply personal and epic at the same time. What's unique here is that Macduff isn't just any mercenary, he's leading a group. His decisions, actions, and how he handles the chaos around him will impact not just him, but everyone under his command. It's an interesting dynamic that brings a layer of leadership and responsibility, which isn't something you see every day in RPGs. Let's talk about the gameplay. If you've played Black Desert Online, you know Pearl Abyss does fast-paced, action-heavy combat really well. But Crimson Desert takes a different route. It's more grounded, gritty, and intense. You'll be switching between melee and ranged weapons on the fly, and each hit feels like it has weight behind it. The melee combat is especially interesting. It's slower, more deliberate, and has that sense of impact, unlike the combo-heavy style in BDO. You can parry, block, and counter, so it's not just about mashing buttons. You really have to think about your next move. Honestly, it reminds me a bit of Dark Souls or Sekiro, where timing and precision are everything. For those who prefer ranged combat, Crimson Desert has you covered too. Bows, crossbows, and more let you pick off enemies from a distance, and you can combine these with melee strikes for some killer combos. Magic! Yeah, it's in there. While we haven't seen everything about the magic system yet, from what we've glimpsed, there'll be elemental spells and abilities that can enhance your combat style. And then there's the environment. Man, Pearl Abyss really went all out. You'll be fighting in dynamic environments where the weather and time of day actually impact combat. Imagine sneaking into a camp at night or battling in the rain. It's going to add that extra layer of immersion. Speaking of immersion, let's talk AI. The enemies in this game aren't just dumb NPCs standing around. They react to your moves, try to outflank you, and adapt to your strategies. You'll face everything from trained soldiers to wild beasts, and each encounter will require a different approach. Exploration is also a big deal in Crimson Desert, with a vast world that features towering mountains, desolate deserts, and more. Now let's compare Crimson Desert to a couple of other games. If you've played Black Desert Online, you know that game is all about flashy, fast-paced combos. But here, it's more grounded. It feels weightier, more impactful, kind of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But there's a twist. While Valhalla has a stamina system that limits your actions, Crimson Desert gives you more freedom, focusing instead on timing and strategy. Another cool aspect is how you manage your mercenary group in combat. Unlike Valhalla, where you're mostly a one-person army, here you're leading a small team, making you feel like a real commander on the battlefield. So, what does the gaming community think? There's a lot of excitement. Fans are hyped about the world, the combat, and how different it feels. But of course, there are concerns, especially around potential microtransactions and how the online elements will play out. It's fair to be cautious, but fingers crossed, Pearl Abyss keeps the experience fair and balanced. All in all, Crimson Desert looks like it's shaping up to be something really special. It's taking elements we love from other RPGs and blending them into a unique experience. If Pearl Abyss can pull this off, we might be looking at one of the best RPGs of 2025. That's all for this deep dive. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any updates on Crimson Desert and other gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.